Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Warframe. So, have I finished leveling my Mirage yet? No. Which means, let's just keep doing this as normal. Oh, I got the blueprint for what's it last time. Okay, let's leave Cetus. I said I was going to immediately hop into bounties, but I want to see if I can make any of those Eidolon blah 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 blahs. Because that actually would probably help. This is not where I make things. What am I doing? I just woke up and I'm not entirely here. Okay. Did I just not get it? Did I forget? Did I forget to buy the thing? Because it's not like the Exodia Contagion. That's not it. Yeah. I think I forgot. Alright. Let's just go back down. I mean, it seems like most people, when I do the bounty, have it anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. I'll just cover the catalyst side of things. Did I really forget? Or do you buy... I gotta go check. I have no idea what I've done. And I'm kind of confused. Unfortunately, because of the holidays and stuff, I've only been able to play this game for like, 20-30 minutes a day. And that's been the episodes. Which, obviously I'd like to do more than that. But it's not always so possible. Okay, so we want to do... Browse where? No. No. We want to operational supply, offerings. Okay. I totally forgot. All right, well, I should be fine. Let's just go run bounties. One bounty, go get it, go make some, and then get back out there. Ideally, I'd like to. Oops, not Australian standing. What am I doing? What am I... I was trying to click on the bounties button and I clicked on everything else and now I can't stop this. Friends, don't let your friends play Warframe drunk. Wow. Half awake. What is that on Kanzu's belt? I've never noticed that before, but he's just got this, like, weird, knobbly-ass conch shell-looking thing. I don't know if it's supposed to be, like, a weapon, or, like, a gourd, or the dude just carries around, like, Orcican masonry as a belt. I mean, it looks like they both got this, like, belt pouch thing. He talks for a while, doesn't he? They've got this, like, weird Orcican belt pouch. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to do the other bounties, but we're going to keep doing Plague Star, because Plague Star is almost over. Like, 22 hours left. And I want to get in as much of it as possible, just because it is fun. Hopefully, they do actually, it does result in, like, a permanent game mode. As part of the bounties, because I actually really like Plague Star. I think it's kind of my favorite out of some of the more recent additions. I just wish that there were even like higher tier versions of it. For extra goof. I really switching guns. Well, like air sliding is like the goofiest thing ever. God, this gun is nuts. What hit me? One of the ball things? Yeah. They're kind of mean. They blend really well with that grass. Makes it really hard to find them. Okay, I assume I'm supposed to go in here. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Brain is in places. I think this is the easiest cave to get into for the toxin. Might not be the easiest to get out of though. It's probably not that big of a deal. I should remember to use this. Oh shoot! I actually I leveled up my Mirage a bunch, I probably should have, I probably should have actually sat down and put on some more duration. Now that I'm thinking about it. We're gonna fall into the pit. Nope. Nope, we're not. Ooh, safe. Okay. We have an Ember, we have a Frost. Well, this'll be a nice run. Nothing too difficult. But then again, I don't know, this whole game mode, it just kind of comes off as easy. Maybe it's just kind of me with, like, really overpowered weaponry. Sometimes I almost kind of wish, wish I had the motivation to, like, fine-tune it so I'm using garbage gear just to remember, how this game feels. Because, like, I find at this point, either Warframe is trivially easy, and I just, like, kick ass, or it's ridiculously hard and I get just, like, one-shot by everything. And there's actually surprisingly little middle ground for, like, challenge. Which, I mean, kind of makes sense. It's a Skinner box grind simulator. Like, what tripped me? I have no idea what tripped me. Maybe I got hit by a rocket or something. But, like, you know, I'm grinding so much and powering up so much that it's probably really easy to do. Okay, good. So at least he has that one. But it's really easy to get, like, a lot of really good gear in this game. And, like, really good mods and, like, grind yourself up to the point where you're kind of an unbeatable badass. You know, obviously there are probably a couple different mission types that are legitimately difficult. What? Okay, he just glitched out of the universe. Yeah, those are just birds up there. Alright, well, back to the Atomos. Oh, that's one of our own. I'm just kind of looking for enemies, but it seems like this group is hyper-competent. Does kind of ruin the challenge of it all. Well, that's okay. But, like, you know, except for, like, some rare sorties and, like, things that I'm poorly set up for, I can pretty much just roll through content in this game. And it's weird, because, you know, usually with FPS games, they're generally reasonably challenging. Like, I'm a huge fan of the Metro games. I loved Metro 2033, and Metro Last Light was okay. Oh. Like I was pointlessly firing at one of my Mirage clones. It is amusing. Okay, but, yeah, so, like, the Metro games, if you're playing on the Ranger difficulty, which, like, originally I was super iffy on, it's, like, actually hard and really fun. And I really enjoy it. And, I mean, obviously, this is completely incomparable to it, but it's weird how different of a flavor you can get, while still staying largely within the same kind of, like, gameplay genre. And I'm a little bit, not taken aback. It's just interesting, I don't know. And, like, originally I thought this game was actually kind of impossible. You know, I was operating under the assumption that, like, it'd be pretty hard to get to this point. Originally, one of the reasons why I quit was just because I couldn't beat it. I got, like, pulled onto a mission with one of my friends, and more or less I sat there dead the entire time, because the moment I stood up, just anything would just arrive to murder me, and it's just like, well, this isn't even close to fun. I give up. And then I come back, play with fans who actually, like, you know, are like, oh, by the way, this is... Ow. Is that thing... Oh, yeah. Bullcore killed me. Well. Just kind of hoping people would come help, but whatever. I guess Bluecool tried to. I guess I'll just hang out inside the frost bubble and we'll just not try and be champion badass or whatever that I'm going for. And we're done. Well, I guess I'll break this thing. Because yeah, that's the kind that sticks around to fight. Let me see, anybody else around here? Not overwhelmingly. Do we have the drone? Yes. And we also have this guy. Thank you. Goodbye. Okay. Yeah. No, we do actually have 3 people. Where's the last one? Oh, he's right here. Okay. I was like, I could only see 3 people. Or not 3 people, 2 people. Bloodle and the other guy. Huh. Did he just join or am I just blind? I'm probably just blind. Camera rotation shows me only one, you know, only a couple of them at a time, and I'm not really paying attention to the names. And, well, guess we'll make it there before them. Like, I should probably help protect the drone, but I don't think it makes any difference. So I'm just gonna kind of do whatever. But yeah, so when I came back to this game and, you know, people actually taught me how to play and, like, you know, I got good mods. I finally got rid of all those shattered mods that are, like, no good. More or less the entire game opens up and you're like, oh shit, this is, like, actually fun. This is actually very playable. And I mean, a lot of it is probably my fault for assuming that it was easier than it was. But, like, sometimes I wonder how bad, like, I was at it. Because, like, I love this game, but it has a very, I don't know if it's a grind curve, a learning curve, or what exactly. But it is kind of still unfriendly to newbies. I've gotten a lot of people showing up to my Discord recently. More or less, well, he's gone. I've had people showing up to my Discord more or less asking, you know, how do I play? And, like, how do I get started? How do I get all the mods? And honestly, it's not unique to just my Discord. They're just the ones that I generally respond to, because otherwise I'm, like, in the middle of a live stream for a completely different game. Somebody was demanding I help him grind up in Warframe while I was playing RimWorld. That doesn't work. Okay, there we go. But, like, they don't do a very good job of teaching you how to do all the necessary stuff in this game. Really? I didn't know you could summon. Oh, those are zombos. I didn't know you could summon little, like, little turrets. That's actually kind of cool. I will keep that in mind. Sort of. I mean, I'm not really sure what I'd do with it, but the idea of, like, having a little summonable turret is kind of neat. Okay, but yeah, so this game kind of has, like, a steep-ish learning curve. It's one of those where I don't think they ever really explain to you how you get anything. You have to kind of look it up yourself. And, like, the nice part is there is a huge, like, source of knowledge for this game. The Warframe wiki is probably the best wiki I've seen, outside of, like, maybe Wowhead, for like, information on that game. I'm sure there are better ones, but, you know, I'm constantly kind of impressed. The format is bad, but honestly, that's just because the wiki format sucks. For, like, it's great at giving you knowledge, or at giving you the information, but you end up with, like, a bunch of nested junk all over the place that's not so useful. It's not a big deal. But, like, I find a lot of people who, like, get into this game, they just don't even know how to parse it. There's still huge tracks of this game that I still don't even know about. Because it was kind of from the before times or from whatever. You know, mods that were dropped by the, what were they, the Acolytes? And are, like, super rare. Some of the, like, weird sniper mods that, like, sell for tons. Isn't there, like, a primed mod? Ooh, Hunter Command. There's, like, a primed mod that, that sells for, like, thousands of platinum. Like, it's an insane mod. It's not even that good. It's just so rare because, like, a couple hundred people have it or something silly like that. And, like, that is both, like, really cool to me and also just, like, really awful for, like, any newbie that gets into this game. It's just like, man, where do you even start? Unfortunately, like, apart from them gamifying it more, there's not really a whole lot of ways that, like, I can immediately think of. Because they can't really, like, tell you, it's like, let's go out and get a Temple Royale. Well, okay. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there is a really easy way that they could do it, but it might kind of trivialize it a little bit. I'm having a hard time, like, thinking about how this would work exactly. But maybe you could actually queue up a mission, quote-unquote. And the mission is, go get a Temple Royale. And there's no guarantees for it. All it does is it tells you where you could potentially get it at this point in time. So if your like listed if your listed mission is, I want to go get Temple Royale, it'd be like, okay, you pretty much have to just go fight Bursa's forever. Unless there's a new place that it drops. I don't know. I think I've got 2 Temple Royales now. Mission: get Temple Royale. Solution: go ask Wander for it. Please don't. I've had people begging me for platinum, and it's like, no. I use that. That is not for me to just hand out willy-nilly to people that have just gotten started. I mean, obviously, if you have something that I need, I'd obviously buy it off of you, but that's a completely different story. Oh, I shouldn't have done that in the middle of the reload. Ooh. But, you know, that way you could kind of more or less let new players who want, like, X but don't know how to get X find out how to get it without, like, without that much trouble. And that way you could kind of give people, like, active goalposts. Might make it too easy, though. But it would be neat. And it would definitely solve some of the, like, initial problems. It's like, I want to go get Rhino. Where do I get Rhino? And it would more or less be like, alright, so you need to get over to blank to get to Rhino. Yeah, you need to go over and fight, what was it? The Jackal? To get Rhino. Okay, well that's easy. And so it would take you through all of the associated the relays and whatnot just to get to Rhino. I'm not entirely sure I believe in the frost bubbles around here. Oh, those are not. Those aren't embers. We've got necroses. I was wondering about that. We're actually getting kind of overrun here. Oh, my carrier is dead. Jesus. Maybe I should, after this, not a team that's particularly interested in revivals, is it? Okay. It also seems to be... Oh, wait, my carrier is already dead? I just revived. That's dumb. Yeah, it looks like lots of toxin, which is kind of messing with us. Don't stand in the clouds, apparently. I'd switch away from the Atomos, but honestly, it feels like... Oh, it's because Jacknut here is just fighting all the spawn pods. Which I guess isn't terrible, but... I guess I'm not even fighting the dude. I'm just going for the spawn pods. Get them off of our back. There we go. Yeah, I'll just roll Ember, I think, for the rest of this. I can get the remaining affinity, like, no problem with a couple of missions, without really a whole lot of trouble. Because I was not really expecting. Well, actually, the other person I could go with is Nidus. Nidus would probably be nuts for this. Other thing to point out, the cold calling me with group invites while I'm in the middle of play. Not cool. I don't know. It's not a big deal. I just noticed people have started doing this. I guess after Plains of Eidolon, even kind of before, but still. But if you want a YouTuber to play with you, generally you have to make sure that they're up for it. And begging me to respond always is like, oh, please don't do that. I don't know. I actually really do like playing with people. It's just also one of those where the best way to like play with me is usually to go through my Discord. Because that way I can kind of like communicate beforehand. It's like, alright, so we're going to be doing this at this, and like make sure that everybody's got the right level of gear and equipment and whatnot. Because oftentimes, what was it? I have a failed episode, I think, from like 2 weeks ago, where somebody was like, hey, you know, let's go do some high-level bounties on Eidolon. I'm like, okay. And then we get there and they're like rank 2, and I'm like, I don't think you can even do this, can you? And we never got that far because of network connection issues, and I was just like, well, that's the whole episode wasted. You know, some days I'm like super down with just whatever, but if I'm like goal-oriented, it's just like, nah, you gotta be in line with what I can do. Or nowhere else. No one else? I don't know. I'm so glad that they added limited vacuum range to this game. Oops. Probably shouldn't stand in the toxin while I summon my Mirage clones. But yeah, the semi-limited... Oh, you know, I should switch my Astalo with the lens, now that I'm thinking about it. Unfortunately, I can't really hurt the Hemocyte that bad. Which sucks, but whatever. Okay. I'm realizing my teammates maybe aren't the most aggressive here. I should probably actually focus on the dude. Nope. I guess they're decently aggressive. Ow. Balls. Was it because I was standing on this thing again? There's like a weird danger field on the... There's a weird danger field on the pustule, or whatever you want to call it. And I don't like it. I really have got it. God damn it! I gotta get off of here. Oh, Thrasher's dead. Yeah, the moment you touch the moment you touch that like dirty, gross ground stuff, shit just goes bad. Okay, gonna just go back to ground clearing. Looks like these guys are focused on it. They're just not doing that much damage. But we've got so many enemies around here. It's probably better that I use my Atomos nonsense instead. Oh, that's a lot of guys. That's not a lot of guys anymore. Okay, that was That was a bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. Well, that's fine. Because now I should have enough standing. I should have enough standing to do what I need to do. And if I'm lucky, I can also just get out of here with my Mirage. Or get out of here, stop using my Mirage. Or at the very least, I just stop using the Mirage anyway, because that was a bit harder than I was honestly expecting. I wonder why. I don't know. Just limited team groups. Any number of things. Well, instead of wasting the rest of the time walking back, I'm gonna go get those Eidolon Catalyst whatevers, and we'll go run this a couple more times, because I really want to get the rest of those weapon things. I mean, the other thing I could do is actually just be selfish and not get the Eidolon whatever. No, let's get the blueprint just in case. Who knows, I might need it for whatever next stage of Plague Star there is. Because my bet is, after Plague Star, we've got a completely new set of events waiting for us tomorrow. And I'm excited for that, but I want to have all of Plague Star done first. Even though there's a fairly real possibility that, like, all rewards will still be there and farmable and so on and so forth. Let me in! Kind of wish that door would just open up before you even get there. It's like, it's one of those really bad automatic doors where it doesn't open up until like 5 seconds after you've gotten there, so you've smacked your face into the sliding glass door and you're like, oh, come on, really? Alright, let's see. So I've done that. We're playing as Ember. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do the Mirage Lens combo. We'll leave that for later, though. Damn, that's a big sword. You know, that's probably the, what, 300-day sword? Is it a 300-day sword, or is it the 200? There's a giant sword that you get for playing this game for, like, pretty much a year. And I'm really jealous of it. And I want it. Even though I know it's going to be bad, comparatively. Oh, boy. Okay, yeah, we're flying this one. Why are these guys so good at flying immediately? Giant Dad's, like, already over there. I don't get it. Maybe they load in faster than me and it just doesn't look like they do. Okay, are we right here? Part of it is... So this is where the cave is. Probably not worth it for me to go in here beyond just sticking my head in the cave. I think I've been in this cave before. Ah, damn it. I didn't know if I'd already gotten it before, so I was like, well, let's just poke our head in here like always and just see if I can get it. Oh well. No, I haven't actually been mining since I got the new rank. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, let's just get back to our Thomas. So where is it? Yep, okay, we're flying. This ain't worth. Not at all. I really have to sit down and actually level up my Odinata Prime at some point. It's just... It's kind of silly to not level it up after all this time. Well, actually, I didn't get the Odinata Prime that recently, so kind of no surprise. I think it got vaulted too, which is like super crappy because it's like maybe the only good Arcwing-ish. I don't know. The problem is Arcwing is still like this cool boogeyman feature that they like have just shoved in the closet and been like, well, we didn't do it right, so we're just gonna ignore it and hopefully people don't complain too much about it. Fortunately, I don't have any more phylaxises. Which kind of sucks. That's okay. Oh, I've got a, is that in the cave? I think that's in the cave. Why is this in here? This is like the worst place to put this. Oh, it's okay. We're fine. Ooh. I went with, like a dark blue purplish fire, and it looks real nice. Are these... These are mind-controlled. It's so hard for me to tell if, like, an enemy is a Necros minion or just a regular minion. I should probably actually sit down... Well, no. I don't know. I should probably sit down and make a good Necros build. I was gonna say, if any of you guys have ever played Diablo, one of the reasons why the minions weren't so bad was because you could actually tell who was a minion and who wasn't. Because... unless you're up against directly spiders, not spiders, skeletons. What am I saying? My ability to like word right now is just like, it's just broken. I don't know what happened over the course of today. Maybe it's just too many holidays. Maybe I've just been recording too much. Commentary fatigue is a totally real thing, and I think we were experiencing firsthand what happens when I've actually run out of things to say and I'm just talking about nothing. But yeah, when I played Diablo 2, I've never played enough Diablo 3 to really know anything about it, unfortunately. But I used to play Diablo 2 avidly, and one of the things was, you know, there's the Necromancer, and the Necromancer could could create skeletons out of the dead, and more or less use that as their fighting force, and that's what I did. But you could always tell because it was you could always tell if it was the Necromancer's minions or not, because generally it was just a bunch of these like bone white skeleton dudes all over the place. And it made it like super trivial to figure out like, hey, you know, this is an enemy versus not. At least that was my opinion. It probably got worse for other people that weren't used to playing it, but I don't know. I probably have enough endo that I could actually start leveling up my primed mods again. Like, I've been stacking a fair bit of it. See, we are doing World on Fire, yeah? I guess these guys are just beefier. But I almost kind of wish that that Necros... Yeah. I really wish Necros's summon undead versions of enemies. I really wish it would actually have like a unique model. Maybe one of 3. And enemies were classified to three different types. So you have... Oh, what would be great examples here? You'd have like, you know, bombards, for example. Those would be maybe like a heavier type. Whereas like, little infested would be like something else, maybe? I don't know. I'm still kind of working through this one. But they would look completely different and be super obviously like kind of these like ghostly apparitions or something. I'm not entirely sure yet. I guess a good example of this truly in effect would be if any of you guys have ever played Guild Wars or Guild Wars 2. The Necromancer's minions have unique models. They're unique little creature things. And for me, that was actually really cool, because in the thick of things, I never had to worry about being confused here. I was just like, oh, well, it's obviously blank. And, you know, I just skip over them. Admittedly, it was less chaotic than this game. And a fair bit slower paced. But I think my point stands. By having something like that, it would actually make it so much easier for everybody to tell, like, hey, this is a Necromancer critter, or this is Necros's, you know, thralls, as opposed to like a random enemy. Because as it stands, like, yeah, they've got this like cool aura to them. It's very hard to spot in the middle of things. 9 times out of 10, I'm just like, oh, that's a Necros minion. after I've shot it like once or twice. I guess it's not that big of a deal. I was talking about how you kind of trivialize this game after a certain amount of... Like, after a certain amount of it. After a certain amount of excessive play, I guess? I don't know. What's this? I have no idea. Who do we even have? Excalibur, Necros Prime, and Loki. Seems like a lot of people are rolling Necros for this one. Probably for Neurodes, now that I'm thinking about it. This is probably a great event for farming Neurodes. I would wager. Maybe I should bring my lens along anyway. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to kill much with my bow. I'll kill a couple. Oh. 30 rifleman kills. Yeah, it's going to be a little harder. Weird remix. And again, like most remixes are kind of weird. Can I... Do these things count? I don't really do a whole lot of damage to them. So they probably don't. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to kill a whole hell of a lot of things. I really gotta up my charge speed on this bow. It's like the main reason why I don't use bows, just because they're just a little bit slow compared to everything else. I gotta watch the toxin a little bit. I might actually die here. Yeah, okay, I'll roll Nidus after this. Ooh, dying. Walking over health orbs too. Not cool. What? Oh, those are the Necros minions. I was like, why am I not dying from this? Can you not pick up health orbs while you're poisoned? I wonder if that's the case. Well, I should probably actually fight this guy. Unfortunately, hitting his face with the Atomos is kind of difficult. Actually doing damage with it, equally hard. Well, I'll do it anyway. I mean, what else should I do? Ooh. Probably should have actually helped that guy. Nope, and he's already dead. Maybe I'll just kind of go stand around. I mean, my main helpful behavior here is just getting rid of the infested in the general area. Same thing with the Necros that we've got. I wonder if I have the full hunter set at this point. We'll have to check. I'm not too worried about I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. Yeah, what do we even do here? What have we been talking about? Life, the universe, waiting. This is one thing. I'm not prepared to fight the Humusite Ancient by going Ember. I more or less just passively destroy all infested nearby. It looks like, oh, somebody's got a Plasmor. That's probably... No, actually, it looks like that's, Actually, it really looks like the Excalibur is just wrecking him. Looked like Plasmor shots for a second, but no, that is most definitely an Excalibur just firing off sword beams. When Excalibur Umbra shows up, I will sit down and learn the ways of that frame. I more or less was like, I can't get the like Prime version of it, therefore not of any interest to me. Which, I mean, is obviously like a really bad position to be in, but I was just like, it's not worth it. You know, maybe I'll get it someday. And then eventually I learned, no, you're never gonna get Excalibur Prime. Like, maybe if I get real big on YouTube, they'd be nice about that. Why? What is he doing? He's like just booking it. It's very strange looking. Huh. Humasite Ancient actually does not have that much HP. That's why it goes down really quick. Alright. I guess it doesn't matter to him? I'm confused. Oh well, doesn't matter. Alright, let's just grab whatever. So we've actually probably got a fair amount of rep. I did spend a fair bit of it, but we might actually only have to run this like two more times to really get it working. Also, Ember is boring, so I think I'm just gonna go, back to, Mirage. We'll just bring my lens. I'll just go stand on a rock and shoot the thing. That should work nicely. Okay, we should probably fly back instead of being a jerk and just hang out here forever. Okay, please let me pick this up. Good. I need as much endo as I can get at all times. We are, we were destitute. We might actually be less destitute now. But I still want as much as I can grab. Focus earned 0. I like the idea of the focus system. I almost just wish it was a fraction of your affinity no matter what. And just getting those little focus things was just like bonus EXP. That'd be kind of nice.